Hi, I'm Brian Trenchard-Smith, and this is Trailers from Hell. We're going to look at a movie that was inspirational to many of today's great directors, Ray Harryhausen's The 7th Voyage of Sinbad. Before we start, may I suggest, if you haven't already done so, that you watch the trailer with the original commentary before you listen to mine. Ray Harryhausen is the pioneering Grand Master of modern fantasy cinema. I worked on the trailer of his Valley of Gwangi and got to meet him finally a few years ago at a book signing in Los Angeles. I strongly recommend An Animated Life, which he wrote with Tony Dalton, as the definitive coverage of his extraordinary career. It is abundantly illustrated with candid shots from the set, creature designs, concepts, and storyboards of key sequences. Fascinating reading. Also, it highlights the contribution of his longtime producer Charles Schneer. I made the trailer for Schneer's Paella Western, Land Raiders, also available on Trailers from Hell. Mr. Schneer was a master at producing spectacle without money. This rarely seen trailer for Sinbad gives a brand name to the stop-motion photography that Ray Harryhausen had been refining for years. It also dares to reveal how the magician behind the curtain creates some of his illusions, just as DVD extras do now. But in its day, this was a bold move.
This is Dynamation.
Producer Charles Schneer was looking for a publicity buzzword, something that would distinguish in the audience's mind dimensional modeling from flat animation. Driving to the studio in his new 1957 Buick, he noticed the word Dynaflow, describing some special feature on the dashboard. Eureka! Dynamation was coined and an ad campaign was born. The picture was shot for 6 weeks in Spain, using a variety of high production value yet cheap locations. Charles Schneer knew how to stretch a dollar. Cohen Matthews, a contract player whom Columbia were eager to try out in a major role, got a big boost to his career from Sinbad. Co-star Kathryn Grant, who'd married Bing Crosby a few months before, was a real trooper, doing complex effect shots and interacting with creatures and phenomena that were not in fact there. During shooting of effects sequences, Harryhausen operated a long stick to indicate the height of the creature and its movements to guide the actors' reactions. This was the first Ray Harryhausen film in color. Matching live-action photography with effects work, when combined via back projection, made color balancing a real challenge. Monochrome was a more forgiving medium. But Eastman Kodak's new 5253 stock and great lighting cameraman Wilkie Cooper came to the rescue. Harryhausen also shot his plates on full aperture, thereby increasing the negative size and diminishing the grain when it was rephotographed. Sinbad was an ambitious, risky venture, where they were breaking new ground in every effect sequence. It had a tight budget and a very tight schedule, with travel plans calculated to the hour. In the caves of Mallorca, some of the lights needed did not show up, so the crew worked through the night and into the following day to meet their deadline. When a pair of swords failed to show up for the mountain nesting ground of the giant two-beaked rock, Harryhausen and director Nathan Juran found a log pile nearby and carved 2 swords good enough to pass in wide shots. Nathan Juran was originally an architect who joined the studio art department and eventually shared a production design Oscar for How Green Was My Valley. He graduated to directing B-movies, and his efficiency attracted Charles Schneer's attention. Sinbad was their second of ultimately 6 pictures together. The sword-fighting skeleton, which James Cameron has said was his inspiration for The Terminator, was cut by the British censor on the grounds it was too frightening for younger audiences. Oi! This was Ray Harryhausen's first contact fight between an actor and a creature. Matthews, an experienced fencer, worked with Olympic coach Enzo Musumeci Greco to memorize 24 separate sections of choreography with 8 beats in each one, to which Enzo would clap to keep Matthews in correct rhythm. Sinbad was in some ways the unsung avatar of its day, and certainly comparable in its technological leap forward. Incredibly, the movie cost a mere $650,000. It was a huge commercial and critical success, and finally allowed Charles Schneer and Ray Harryhausen to get out of the second feature business and make A-features with bigger budgets.
The 7th Voyage of Sinbad is the 8th wonder of the screen.